What's going on, everybody? David here, back with another video. So I didn't think I'd be doing this video this soon, but I'm getting multiple people asking me this question, and so I thought I might address it, at least start talking about this. A third stimulus check. Is that possible? So that's what we're going to talk about today. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please hit the like button. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell notification. That way you'll get notified anytime we put out a video. Okay, before we start talking about the third stimulus check, I do want to talk about this when it comes to scammers. They're out there. They were out there the last time when the first stimulus check came out. They're out there now. So make sure the IRS is not going to contact you by phone, or they're not going to send you a text message. So if you get a phone call and they're saying they're the IRS, they're not the IRS. Okay? Do not give them any personal information. No social security number, no banking information, nothing. Because that's what they're going to be asking for. What's your bank account number, or what's your social security number? Do not provide that information to anyone over the phone. Ever. The IRS, they will attempt, they have your information already. They have your banking information already. They will attempt to send your check via direct deposit. If it gets kicked back and it goes back to the IRS, there could be a situation where you're going to have to file your taxes and claim it at that point. Or they will go ahead and mail the check out to you if they don't have your information. But they are not going to call you and ask you for your information. So please do not disregard those messages, the text messages, the phone calls, the emails. Disregard all that. And the IRS does have a phone number. I will post it in the description, so you can call the IRS if you have a question about that. So you might receive a mailer that says that they're the IRS and they can save you on taxes from your stimulus check, whatever. They're going to try all the different avenues. They're going to say that, yes, your stimulus check is taxed, so we can save you your taxes if you go ahead and give us a call. They're going to try everything. So if that's the situation, call the IRS. If you're unsure, call the IRS and give them that information. For one, it will let the IRS know that this stuff is going on, and maybe they can take care of it on that end. And also, it'll give you a peace of mind. Okay, yes, this number is an appropriate number, or it's not an appropriate number. I can guarantee you that the vast majority, if you're receiving anything in the mail, it's probably not going to be from the IRS unless it's IRS letterhead and all that. And the only way you're going to really know that for sure, call them up. Call them up. I've done it before. I've called the IRS. Just so you know, if you guys didn't know, I run a Discord. So you guys can join our Discord if you want. We talk a lot about stimulus checks and a variety of different personal finance stuff. And on that Discord, sometimes people will put numbers on there. I always double check those numbers because I don't want someone to put a phone number on there and then it be a scam or something like that. So we really monitor that closely. And anytime there's a number that comes up, I will call the IRS. Is this a working number for the IRS? And they'll let me know. So the IRS will give you that information if you do have questions about that. Now, the portal, they do have a portal. It's not up yet. It's going to be up in a couple of days, hopefully. And on that portal, you can check the status of your stimulus check. So they'll let you know if they mailed it to you or if they tried to send a direct deposit. They're going to let you know. But once that's open, then you can go there. But that's the only place that you should go. You should not be listening to any phone calls or anything like that because they are scams. People are trying to take advantage of you. So I just want to get that out there so you guys all know that stuff does happen and you will have people out there trying to take advantage of you. Okay, now let's go ahead and talk about this third stimulus check. Now I know, you're saying third stimulus check. I haven't even gotten the second stimulus check yet. But this is a discussion that we need to have. And this is a discussion I didn't even think we would be having. Because I was thinking, okay, we'll have this last stimulus package and we'll be done. And then after the election, you saw President-elect Joe Biden saying, this is a down payment. So by him saying this is a down payment, that means that we probably will see something else when it comes to another stimulus package. Not necessarily another stimulus check, but another stimulus package. And then we moved closer to this stimulus package. And then you had President Trump say, what happened to the $2,000 stimulus checks? And he started pushing for $2,000 stimulus checks. And then you had some other Republicans get on board with him pushing for $2,000 stimulus checks. you had 7 Republicans in the Senate on board for $2,000 stimulus checks. And so when you start seeing that, now it looks like there's an appetite for another round of stimulus checks. And the House votes on a bill, standalone bill, $2,000 stimulus checks. It gets passed. It goes over to the Senate. And not only did it get passed, 44 Republicans voted for the $2,000 stimulus check. So that's bipartisan. Then it goes over to the Senate. It dies in the Senate. So now you have people looking at thinking their support for it. Why didn't it happen? And we all know Mitch McConnell did not bring it to the floor. That's why it wasn't voted on. That's why it wasn't approved. And so at this point, that's a side note, because tomorrow you're going to have a new Congress coming in. You're still going to have Mitch McConnell as the leader as of right now. And we're going to talk a little bit about some of the different things that can happen that could allow us to see a third stimulus check. But that's where we are. Now we have people that have an appetite for another round of stimulus checks. Only because the stimulus check that people got now, or that are getting now, is a $600 stimulus check. And I said this before, cheap is expensive. And you had Congress trying to go the cheap route. Let's face it, they didn't want to do stimulus checks at all. The $600 stimulus checks is only because Bernie Sanders and Josh Hawley were pushing for it. That's it. Because the vast majority of the politicians at the time were like, you know what, let's just not do stimulus checks, and this will be a down payment, was what they were calling it, and then we'll move forward. Hopefully President-elect Joe Biden can get something to happen. And that was both Democrats and Republicans. But Josh Hawley, Bernie Sanders, they said, no, we need to have stimulus checks in this proposal, in this bill. And so that's why we saw the 600. But I think most people can tell you 600 is not enough. You have politicians saying 600 is not enough. And so now there's that appetite for another stimulus check. And so that's where we are right now. Now everybody is looking at Georgia, because Georgia could determine if we get a third round of stimulus checks. If you have both Democrats win those seats in Georgia, well, then the majority changes hands in the Senate. Chuck Schumer becomes the leader. Mitch McConnell becomes the minority leader. So that's the change. That would mean Chuck Schumer can bring whatever he wants to the floor. And in a situation like this that we're looking at when it comes to stimulus checks and the stimulus package, that $2,000 stimulus check becomes a reality. And now that we know we do have some support. Now, obviously, 7 of those Republicans, 2 of those Republicans are in Georgia right now, running in the runoff. So the support will, I mean, it's going to drop a little bit, but you might have some other Republicans that will support it. Nonetheless, we're looking at a situation, if in that Georgia race, if the Democrats win both seats, then we'll see another stimulus check. We'll see that third stimulus check. Now, unfortunately, if they split in Georgia, so if you have a Republican win one seat and a Democrat win another seat, now you're looking at Mitch McConnell remaining the leader, the majority leader in the Senate. And he can call whatever he wants to the floor. And we already saw that he was not willing to call a $2,000 standalone stimulus check to the floor. He wasn't even willing to call his own proposal. Remember, he had a $2,000 proposal as well. He added a couple of things. So here he is saying, you know what? Why don't we go with this proposal? It has $2,000 stimulus checks in it. It has some poison pills, as politicians like to call it, things that Democrats are not going to go along with. And he knew that Democrats were going to go along with it. He didn't even call that to the floor. So he created a proposal just to create a proposal, not even to move forward with it. It's a shame. It really is. But that's the situation that we're looking at. So if in the Georgia race, if they split, which it's probably highly likely, unfortunate. I want it to go blue. Trust me. If it goes blue, then we're in a much better situation. But if it does not go blue, we're looking at Mitch McConnell remaining the leader of the Senate, and then we'd be looking at it the same, pretty much a similar situation that we're in right now. Now, President-elect Joe Biden has indicated that he has a rapport with Mitch McConnell and we'll be able to get things done. And this is the down payment. He keeps saying this is down payment and we're going to do more in the future. We're going to have to wait and see what happens with that. We know there's an appetite for it, so that's a good thing. We didn't know that there was that appetite a month ago, because a month ago they were just talking about a stimulus package with no stimulus checks in it. And then it became $600. And now we're at $2,000. So there is appetite for another stimulus check. It's probably not going to be $1,400. It's probably going to be more like $1,200. But nonetheless, there is that appetite, and that's what we really need at this point. And then we also have to look at our current situation. COVID is still on the rise. And because of the holidays, I think we're going to see a real rise. I know California, we're really struggling out here right now. There are no ICU beds available in California, at least in Southern California right now. And so because of that, because of the increase, and I think January and February are going to be really, really tough. Even though there's a vaccine available, not everyone is able to get the vaccine right away. It's going to take time to roll that out. So I think we're in a situation where there's an appetite for another round of stimulus checks, and the current situation is going to demand that we do something to continue to stimulate the economy. So I want to know what you guys think. So in the comment section, let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.